Would you like to play the next Fortnite but with no shooting, no building, and where you play a character from the pro wrestling universe that can climb tall buildings and atomic punch your enemies across the map? Well, then you might be interested in Rumbleverse, which was just released as free-to-play from the Epic Game Store. Now, this was just released today or yesterday by the time this video is released, and I've played for about 2 hours, so I'm going to try to give you a sense of what the game has to offer and then go into kind of first impression / review. But I should be very honest with you. I am reviewing this because on our channel we review every free game from the Epic Game Store, and next week the free weekly game is a content pack for Rumbleverse that was just released as free to play. So I am not coming at this game as a fan of Fortnite, Royale games, or of pro wrestling, because I'm not really a fan of any of them. But if you are, then hopefully the description will give you a sense of whether this game is right for you. So let's jump into it. Now, I say this seems like the next Fortnite because a lot of this will seem familiar. You start in a waiting area, then you get launched into the play area. There's a shrinking circle, kind of cartoony graphics, bloodless, wild combat, and only one person can come out alive. In fact, it seems the game is not even trying to deny this. If you listen carefully, the announcer even has some little subtle jokes about Fortnite in the game. What is different is that all of the combat is melee, and that's kind of refreshing. So whenever you're picking up items in the game, it's actually not weapons, at least not shooting weapons. It's usually books that will give you special moves that you can add to your arsenal, or potions, and occasionally some pro wrestling weapons like a baseball bat or a folding chair. This also means the game leans a bit more into combo attacks that you have to kind of master over time. For example, sprinting while doing a basic attack will do the slingshot attack that's typical for wrestling games. And attacking while jumping, perhaps from a great height, will allow you to do an elbow pound. A few other things that are different from Fortnite is that you play this with only 40 people instead of 100, so it is a little bit less overwhelming and chaotic. The play area is also a lot smaller than a typical Fortnite map. So the matches are often a lot shorter, about 10 to maximum 15 minutes if you really make it to the final few. And finally, my personal favorite addition is instead of building ridiculous structures, you can actually climb up any of the buildings. So this means you are in a chaotic kind of pro wrestling free-for-all with just a hint of Spider-Man. By playing lots and lots of rounds, you can collect stars and get fan mail for your exploits that give you money to buy cosmetics for your character. The character creation is pretty cool as well. Lots of flexibility. You can create really unique characters, and as you accumulate money over the course of your Rumbleverse career, you can outfit that character in very unique ways. Of course, this is a free-to-play game, so yes, there are microtransactions, and the game will want you to pay real money to buy those cosmetics to outfit your character so it's unique. If that sounds interesting to you so far, then no reason to go any farther, actually, because I'm not an expert on these types of games, and what follows will just be my own personal opinion. It is free to play, it is a quick download, so go and give it a shot. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you want to hear from me, as we do in every review, if you should play it in my personal opinion, would I recommend it to a friend based on my experience? Well, this seems to be quite a decent battle royale game, and I like the changes that they've made. The melee combat is kind of fun and interesting. The climbing is really cool. That gives lots of possibilities, but Rumbleverse has not really changed anything that makes me dislike battle royale games in general. There's a lot of waiting around for matches, which then for me usually go pretty quickly because I'm usually outmatched by the other players. I'm usually not quite sure what's going on. Of course, I haven't spent enough time in it to master all the combos and all the combat, but I don't think I ever would. I just don't have the resources for it, and so it feels like often, even though I am trying my best and maybe even luck out to get into the final 10, I know that my doom is inevitable and it's going to come swiftly and probably unexpectedly. Now, maybe if I was a fan of pro wrestling, it would be enough to pull me through the initial learning curve to actually get good. However, I'm not a fan of pro wrestling either. So although I like some of the mechanics, the overall genre in which they have placed Rumbleverse is not really my cup of tea. You can see where I'm going with this. Although I don't think it's a bad game and a lot of people will enjoy it, it is definitely not for me. So in my personal opinion, no, I don't think you should play it. However, if anything that I said sounds intriguing so far and you want to give it a try, again, it's free, it always will be, it's easy to install. Try a few games and then let me know what you think down in the comments. And if Rumbleverse isn't your thing, that's okay. There are more free games coming every week, not only from Epic, but on other platforms as well. We try to keep you informed about all of them so you never have to be bored again. Subscribe for more and see you in the next video.